Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've been on this side of the camera, but I wanted to talk to everybody about the summit. We get a lot of questions, especially this time of year, about what the summit is and who it's for, and I wanted to address some of those. And I figured, what better time to do it than while we're building out this trade show booth here in the shop, so we have kind of a nice backdrop to be able to shoot a video real quick. The first thing that I want to address is that the summit is essentially free. We get some questions about how the cost works for the summit, and it is that it costs $100 to attend, but you can then apply that $100 to any purchase of any Snowie product. So even if you applied that to a little Snowie or to some flavors or whatever, you can offset the cost of the event. Now, this may actually be the last year that we're offering the summit as an essentially free event. There's a lot of things coming up around the corner, and some big changes, some big exciting changes that we'll possibly even discuss at the summit. But it will also require that the summit changes a bit, and it might even require us adding a second event. We'll have to see how all these things go and how these things play out, and I realize that that's really cryptic, but some big things are coming, and some really good changes that will benefit everyone, including you and us, and we're excited about them. But it is going to require that we shake some things up. So the second thing that I wanted to approach is, who is this event for? Who is the Snowie Summit for? And when we originally created the Snowie Summit, it was an introduction to Snowie. It was for those who were brand new and needed an introduction to what we offer. The reality is ever since that first year, we have had many of those were newbies, because that's who we put it out to, but many of those people were also seasoned vendors. And it's continued to be that way every year. Many people return every year and experience the new things that we have to offer. And this year, we're actually catering to veterans as well as beginners more than ever. So we have whole segments that are catered to people who have been into the business for many years, as well as those who have never even seen or heard of Snowie until right before the summit, and everything in between. And one thing that I've always felt is one of the greatest benefits of the summit, and as networking as a whole, as everybody knows, is everyone around you. Some of the best information you will receive at the summit isn't necessarily from us specifically on that stage, it's from everyone around you. And as people are commenting on how they do the business, on what they do to approach certain situations, and to be able to be a beginner and to sit next to somebody at a table that's now done this for 8 years and is making very good money at doing it, that's a massive benefit, not to mention the information that you get from us. And I've always felt that the summit is largely about that. So the third question I wanted to answer is, will there be any new products at the summit? And this one I have to chuckle at, because if you've ever attended the summit, you know that there's not just one new thing, but many new products. And it's been that way each and every year. In fact, one thing we say here often at Snowie is, if there is anything innovative that has come to the shaved ice industry in the past 20 years, it has come from Snowie. That's a bold statement, and we don't approach that lightly. But the reality is everything that is a benefit, everything that is a new way to approach this business, every new product, everything that makes it faster, smoother, easier to be able to do this business, it has come from Snowie. And when you come to the summit, it becomes evident to you that statement is true. And so yes, there will be new products. In fact, this year, instead of doing a new product segment, we're actually splitting it up and introducing new products throughout the whole event. And we have some pretty neat things coming around the corner, and even some of the things that we have done, different ways to approach them, that again please the health department and other regulations and different things that sometimes cuff you a little bit. We always find a way to cut those cuffs and free you up to be able to do your business again. Another question we get is, will there be any other events or activities outside of the summit itself? Yes, we have a casino night on Thursday night, and it's not real money. We're gambling just poker chips that is used as Snowie money, and you'll be able to use the proceeds from what you win to be able to auction some Snowie products and even other products that we bring in. It's a blast, and we've always thought about changing the activity each and every year, and we had always done that every year until we did the casino night, and we get so much good feedback about the casino night that we continue to do it. And we actually have live music that's played throughout. That's actually Jason White, who's our web developer for Snowie, and his band. They're amazing, and it's an incredible event. It's a fun event, and it's a nice break in between the two nights. So yeah, we think you'll love it. Another question, and probably the final one that I'll approach here, is what will I get out of the summit? The summit, as I kind of mentioned before, is a bit of a show and tell for Snowie. It's an opportunity for us to show you our products, and not just to show them online, but to be able to see and experience these products firsthand. Like, one thing that we get about the Snowie bus is, holy cow, this thing in person is totally different than online. We create videos, we create pictures, we do everything we can to be able to expose that product to everyone, but until you see that vehicle, or until you see our shavers in person and experience them and shave and put that in a cup and see how fast that is and how amazing the snow is, it's totally different. I mean, I've gone up to the camera before and I've like shaved into my hand and I'm trying to like mush snow and make it to where everybody can see the texture the best they can through a video. The reality is, it's never the same. So it's an opportunity for you to see everything that we make, and even some of the things that you've never ever seen before on the web, that you can have questions about, you can ask about, and you can even ask for things to be developed. Some of our greatest innovation comes from you guys, where you're like, man, if I could have this in this business, that would change a lot for me. And we take that to heart and we turn around and we produce it, especially if there's multiple requests for that. The other reason that we have very good products is that we do what you do. That's always been one of my favorite things about Snowie, is we state that we're incredibly innovative, and we're able to do that, and we're able to be that innovative and be able to say that with truth, because we're out there doing what you do. We all have buses, we all have kiosks and carts, and we all go out and do events, and we all have stationary locations. Everybody's involved in the business, and we all go out there and experience it, and there's things that we dislike about how certain things are approached, and we bring that back to the table and we fix it and we change it and we find a better way. Again, there's always a better way, and we will always chase that better way. So the summit is a fantastic place for you to be able to come and be exposed to what has been created on feedback and on our own experience. We think you'll be incredibly impressed and incredibly excited to be able to take this opportunity now and go out and do this business for yourself. And I use that word opportunity. That's what Snowie is. We're not a franchise. We will not charge you a royalty. We won't charge you franchise fees. We don't charge you marketing fees. We don't charge you anything. And the money that is given back to you is astonishing. And we actually talk about that figure at the summit. Companies talk about how much they give back to the community. And the reality is that give back is what is given back to an event. So every event that you do and the money that goes to that event to be able to be in that event, or the percentage, is the give back to the community. And Snowie has always taken that a bit further. We not only give that percentage back to the community or the venue that usually benefits that community, but we also give back to the vendor, the owner of the Snowie business. They don't pay anything to us. That's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that stays in the pocket of the entrepreneur to be able to do with what they wish. Now, if they're disciplined enough to be able to use that money and then market themselves and to use it however they wish, instead of giving that back to a corporation for being a part of that corporation, keep it and use that money for yourself and for your own marketing. And that is a big thing that you'll learn here at the summit, and a big benefit of doing business with Snowie. So what you will find at the summit is that we are an opportunity, a business opportunity is what we're categorized as. And that's what we provide, an opportunity. It's not a promise, it's an opportunity. There are those of you who will take this opportunity that is packed with tools and the ability to make money in this industry like never before. Like our shavers and our flavor stations, I say often, I can serve a customer every 3 seconds. I've proved that in videos where we're timing it and I have clocks running in the background. Even with a block shaver, very, very fine snow, I can serve a customer every 5 seconds if I'm using that shaver and a flavor station at the same time. That's unreal. Most of our competition serves a customer in like 3 minutes. And that takes out like 80% of the venues that you can be in because you can't make money at them. Like I do a ballpark, and for me to be able to make money in between innings and certain times when people come up and buy food, I have to be able to pump that out. I've done basketball games where I only have a halftime, which is like 20 minutes to be able to make 80% of my money. And if it took me 3 minutes per customer, I wouldn't make any money. It makes that venue pointless. That's just an example of how much we change and how much we have altered the industry for you to be able to actually make this a very profitable business. And then the ability to do that once and to succeed on that, and then to be able to expand and do it again and again and again, thus multiplying your income by however many stands and locations and events and venues that you have. It is life-changing. We have many people that come and visit us that are just looking for an opportunity, a way to supplement their income, a way to change their life out just a bit. And then they catch the vision and they apply themselves and they make that opportunity a reality. And we have every tool for you to be able to make this opportunity a reality, and we will share all of those tools and information about those tools so that you can have every opportunity and every chance to be able to make your opportunity now a reality. We welcome each of you to the summit. We're excited. It is officially 1 month away. I think we're actually a couple days less than a month now. So come and visit us in Utah. It should actually, well, I don't know what the weather's going to be. It's always been beautiful weather every year except for last year, and we were all trudging through snow. But it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful year. So come visit us here in Salt Lake City and let us show you what we do. Thanks. Talk to you next time. So since I talked about the booth, I figured I'd show you around the booth a little bit. It's obviously not in place for the most part, but here we have a piece of a vehicle that Gordon and Jose put together. Really, really cool. It actually comes complete with a horn and lights. Has a hood light and as well as headlights. And this is to show that you can hook our shavers up to a DC battery and be able to run them directly from your vehicle. Shows a bit of a little Snowie in a stand, something that somebody could do at home, like a lemonade stand. Something really easy for a kid to do. Again, something for a kid to do. Take around a wagon and be able to do shaved ice right here. You can actually throw a battery right in the back of this and set the shaver right up on top of there and wheel around and shave them. Or you can do the pre-shaved version and freeze those real hard and go around and sell those as well. These are actually, I say kids, but you can actually go around and do these kind of things at parades and different places where people are sitting and they're not planning on standing up. It's great if you can take one of our trikes or a wagon like this, and to be able to go up and down that crowd while everybody's sitting there, and to be able to serve each and every one of them. That's an awesome business for that. This shows the little Snowie being used in a kitchen form. The idea behind it was to shave directly into a sink. So people talk about not being able to get a large cup underneath here if it was sitting on a counter. You can either take that to the edge of the counter, or you can set it right over a sink, and everything will go right into that sink. There's also a drip pan that's not being shown here, but it goes and it funnels. It tapers into a V and then drains right into the sink. So that's the idea of the little Snowie, is shave it and keep the water exactly where you want it to be. And then this is another pedestal to be able to show the shaver. Our shaver will actually sit here and then catch. That's not actually a product, that's more just for us to show the little Snowie at different trade shows. And then we have our Cube 8, which those actually look like this, but they don't have any of this. I don't think this one has the spigots on it yet. But that is a quart of flavor. The top one, Cube 8, and then we have what's called the Cube 9. That one is a gallon of every flavor, and that one serves off of 2 sides. And those will be shown at the show as well. And this is a great way for like rental companies or people who are just exposing themselves to this business. They can buy a little Snowie and they can buy a little Cube 8. If they're a little busier, they could do a 1,000 and then expand up to a 3,000 or a block shaver, and even still be able to use this Cube 8. So it's really light and easy for one person to move and set up. Anyway, really, really slick. But this is a booth that we just created, and this one is actually on its way to New York today. And then we have a smaller version of this booth that's on its way to Anaheim. So a little description of the backdrop.